Welcome in, everyone. We have some big news to get to, and that is secret documents appear to show that China and Russia might be working together to launch a secret invasion of Taiwan. Now, what does this mean? What are they doing? What can we take from that? We're going to get into all of that and much more. And I got to tell you, this is literally like a Red Dawn style situation, as China and Russia apparently are teaming up to launch what could be a decapitation strike, as it's called, in the military of Taiwanese officials, of Taiwanese government functions, of the government itself, in the event China does invade Taiwan, which of course would launch a massive military response from the United States of America. So we're going to get into exactly what's happening. I'm going to break it down. I'm going to give you my thoughts on it. Before we do, as always, please make sure to like and subscribe. Totally free, costs you guys absolutely nothing at all, and is a huge, 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 huge boost to the channel. So please do that for me. Comment with your thoughts below. What do you think of China and Russia possibly teaming up to launch a shock and awe style surprise invasion of Taiwan? What do you think of Russia helping China prepare to do this? Let me know in the comments below. Hit that notifications bell, all notifications turned on. You won't miss a single thing. You'll have the best information on the internet. And then right here, Instagram, David_Hookstead, X D Hookstead. That's where you can find me online. My DMs are wide open. Please reach out with any information you have. Send it there. I'm very responsive, very receptive on social media. Now let's get into it. As we've discussed at length on this channel, China's believed to be gearing up for an invasion of Taiwan by 2027. The window they believe closes in 2032. So that is what China sees as its window to retake Taiwan by force, if that's what Xi Jinping, the dictator of China, decides he wants to do. Why is this important for Americans? Why is this important for the world? As I've said many times, what's going on in Russia and Ukraine is, as horrific as it is, does not really impact your life day to day. What's going on in the Middle East, as horrific as it is, does not impact your life day to day. A direct hot conflict between the United States of America and China would absolutely affect your day-to-day life for many reasons. Number one, our economies are very much linked. Number two, Taiwan makes the chips and produces the chips that we need for pretty much every basic thing we have in our life, right? Computers, phones, weapon systems, all this stuff. Where does that come from? That comes from Taiwan. Number two, or number three, I guess, depending on how we're breaking it up now, China has a significantly advanced military from what it was even 10 years ago, certainly more than what it was 20 years ago. China's military is ready to really test itself. They have the largest surface fleet of warships in the world. Of course, their warships are significantly worse than ours, but their strategy is different from ours in the sense they want quantity over quality. They believe that even with inferior technology, they're still going to be able to mess with the United States and possibly win. The United States much more cares about quality over quantity. Well, this is in the news now, and I'm going to throw it up on the screen for you. This comes from Newsweek. It says leaked documents reveal what Russia is teaching China about war. It says Russia is supplying China's military with equipment and training on aerial infiltration, according to a recent report, a capability analysts say is intended to deliver a decapitation strike on Beijing-claimed Taiwan. Why it matters. U.S. officials believe Chinese President Xi Jinping has directed the People's Liberation Army to be capable of moving against Taiwan by 2027. In the meantime, China has ramped up production of assets designed for what would be the most complex maritime invasion since Allies D-Day landed in 1944. Of course, we landed a ton of troops on D-Day, beat back the Germans, won World War II. That was an incredible maritime invasion, an incredible achievement of the Allies led by the United States of America, something we all should take great pride in. It says, while China has presented itself as neutral on Russia's 43-month war against Ukraine, Washington and its allies have accused Beijing of enabling Moscow through continued fossil fuel purchases and dual-use exports. NATO chief Mark Rutte warned in July that Russia would work with its quasi-ally to keep the 32-member alliance tied down if Xi decides to pull the trigger. Newsweek reached out to the Chinese Foreign Ministry by email with a request for comment. What to know? Although the areas where Russia surpasses China in military capability are diminishing, Russia has practical experience in the British think tank RUSI, citing correspondence and contracts obtained by the hacktivist group Black Moon, released a report Friday detailing a 2023 deal in which Russia, this is important, Russia agreed to provide China with a suite of weapons designed for infiltration operations. These include light amphibious assault vehicles, anti-tank self-propelled guns, and armored personnel carriers, along with technical documentation and equipment to repair Russia-built platforms. Russia is committed to a full cycle of training for a Chinese airborne battalion. So they are literally helping China prepare to land paratroopers on Taiwan behind Taiwanese enemy lines to carry out what would be the decapitation strike. It says Russia is committed to a full cycle of training. That's for the air battalion. This is even more critical, the author notes, because while China's rapid military buildup is narrowing the capabilities with Moscow, the latter has far more combat experience. China has not fought a full-scale war in more than 4 decades. Moreover, a robust airborne assault would expand China's options for the assault vectors, bypassing the limited, well-known, and heavily fortified beachheads along Taiwan's rugged coastline. Bryce Barrows, a security analyst and associate fellow at the think tank GlobeSec, told Newsweek the deal shows Beijing is considering ways to quickly carry out a decapitation strike on Taiwanese leadership in the capital, Taipei. The PLA, capitalizing on Russia's hard-won lessons from early in the Ukraine invasion, might deploy airborne special forces to rapidly seize control of civilian infrastructure, such as the metropolitan areas Toyam and Songshan airports and other urban staging grounds, including baseball stadiums and school parade grounds. Taiwan's military is aware of this risk and has included such sites in past exercises. Taiwan should continue conducting drills to defend its airports and other flat urban areas, ensuring that Russia's training doesn't give the PLA forces an advantage. Analysts say the latest developments in the Sino-Russian relations reinforce longstanding suspicions defense cooperation between the quasi-allies run deeper than Beijing lets on. It proves that both governments have been exploring specific areas where they can complement each other. William Yang, senior analyst for nonprofit crisis group, told Newsweek, for the Kremlin, the deal is not only an economic reward, but an opportunity to lock in bilateral ties. So I'm going to pull this off the screen now. So what you have happening here, is Russia is secretly helping China learn one thing, and that is how to parachute troopers behind enemy lines while conducting an invasion. We saw Russia actually do this in Ukraine. They did it in the Battle of Kiev. It actually didn't work well for them there. They lost that battle. Kiev didn't fall. They shot down a couple of transport planes. I believe one, maybe two, and stopped the Russian air assault, but it did work in other parts of the country where paratroopers came in, were able to inflict significant damage. This is not good, because the Taiwanese strategy is to hold out at fortified locations, stop the beach landings to the best of their ability, and then buy time, 10 to 14 days, for the full complement of U.S.-backed reinforcements to arrive in the region. If they fall immediately and get wiped out with a decapitation strike via Chinese paratroopers, there's not going to be enough time for the U.S. to come in and save them. This is critically important. I need you guys to understand this. Taiwan's defense strategy is not we can beat China in the event they try to invade us. That is not Taiwan's strategy at all. Taiwan's strategy is we have to hold out and buy as much time as possible so that the Americans can come push back the Chinese, probably backed by the Australians and other regional allies. Paratroopers and dropping guys behind enemy lines cut down on the time Taiwan can survive, because now they're not just holding the beachheads, right? They've got to hold the cities. They've got to hold everything. And if Chinese paratroopers trained with Russian equipment, Russian technology, Russian information, possible Russian tactics, whatever it might be, they could come in and wreak havoc behind enemy lines, which would then weaken Taiwan's defense across the whole area. And so it's important that we look at this and we say, that ain't good. And Taiwan needs to figure out a way to stop that. And Russia should have pressure applied to it to make sure it does not help China invade. Russia's bogged down enough. It's got enough problems in Ukraine, and it knows it can't win a head-to-head fight with NATO. That's just a fact. That is a fact, indisputable fact. So for Russia to go to China secretly and try to help them invade Taiwan is insane. Absolutely bonkers. But it appears like that's what they're doing. So I don't know what is going to happen from here, but this is literally Red Dawn. I mean, look, I keep Red Dawn right here. Oh, falling over. Let's hope it stays there. It's rocking. And I keep Red Dawn right here. This is Red Dawn, folks. We are talking about a Red Dawn style paratrooper invasion in Taiwan, which would then draw the United States into a massive war. We got to be prepared for this. We have to be aware of what the risks are. We have to be aware of everything that's going on. And the reality of the situation is this is as dangerous as it's ever going to get. If Russia comes to China's defense in the event of an invasion of Taiwan, or aids them, I should say, not their defense, because they'll be the aggressors, that is a game-changing addition to the calculus that we have to go through. By the way, I might have to rewatch Red Dawn now. I'm all fired up. It's a crazy world, crazy time to be alive. This shit is going to pop off in a big, big, big way. But I want to know what you guys think. Let me know in the comments below. What do you think about Russia secretly helping China plan for the invasion of Taiwan? Let me know in the comments below. Please make sure to like and subscribe. Totally free. Cost you guys absolutely nothing at all. Huge, huge, huge boost to the channel. Hit that notification bell. All notifications turned on. You won't miss a thing. Right here, Instagram, David_Hookstead, X, D Hookstead. That's where you can find me on social media. DMs are open. Send me any information or tips you got, or just reach out and say hello. I love hearing from you guys. I love talking with you guys. You guys are the best audience on YouTube. I'll see you all next time.